Hey guys, Bob here, Bob's Classic Cars and Parts. So we're working on this 2000 Dodge Dakota. This is my daily driver, so to speak. We've done a lot of work to it over the years. Got new air compressor, alternator, serpentine belt, various things. Had videos on the channel about it. Turn signal, most recent one I think was a turn signal flasher, which is hidden up under here, under the dash, and we found it and it fixed it. So today though, well I should say, what we're dealing with here lately is a terrible vibration. And I crawled up on it, looked at the transmission mount. I don't know, it looks bad, but it don't look that bad. And there's something rubbing on the bottom of the floor right underneath right above the drive shaft, the front drive shaft. I cannot believe that drive shaft and that transfer case is moving that far up, 8 or 9 inches to hit that floor. I don't believe that. So I don't know, I think that's just something else. But remember when I last serviced the vehicle, I had a rubber plug in the rear end housing, or the front rear end housing, and the front end housing, and I didn't have a replacement plug, so I didn't bother getting it out. So I went and have since bought a replacement rubber plug. So we're going to do that first. We're going to pull the plug and see what kind of differential fluid we got, and then we'll probably jack up the vehicle and make sure the hubs are okay, they're not burned up, or the calipers aren't locked up. We get past all that, I think we're going to pop the transmission mount out and have a look at it. All right, that transmission mount looks bad. I guess that's transmission. I guess that's the transfer case. And then right up over here, something's been rubbing on the floorboard. Doesn't appear to be the yoke from the transaxle, not the transaxle, transfer case. Something has clearly been rubbing on it. And if you look right there, it looks like the transfer case is sagging. I've been having a heck of a time with a bad vibration. I mean, terrible. And it's intermittent, it comes and goes. And I think I need to put I don't know if that's a transmission mount or that would have to be the transfer case. Maybe they're the same, transfer case rear. That mount looks bad though. Okay, well, I jacked it up probably that far. You can see the shininess on the little over inch, and all I'm doing is jacking the truck up, so I let it back down a little bit. But I see a fresh leak right over there on the mount right there. It looks freshly wet. So does it on this side here too. I hope that transmission, or not transmission, but it could be the transmission tail shaft or the transfer case seal could be bad or cracked or something. So I'm gonna pull the dipstick. Let's see here, that plug right there, I don't have a that one at the top. You can see where I've tried to get one in it once before and it was in there good and tight. I need to put some heat on it, get a better plug on it or something. But yep, anyhow, I don't see any movement in the transmission mount at all. I'm gonna take this cross member off. You don't have to. I watched the guy last night on YouTube. He's on a lift. I'm not on a lift. I'm laying on my back. I got long arms. It's kind of difficult. I'm gonna get this cross member out of the way, and I may put another block or something up in here to kind of help hold it up in there. But yeah, I need to get this cross member out of the way. Give me a little more room so I can see what's going on up in there. All right, guys, so I got the 4 bolts on that side loose. I got one of them out already, it's laying right there. And I've got these 2 loose. I got loosened these 2 here up. And I had to use a 5-point socket. And I do have air. I have access to an impact, but I don't know. I'm just kind of studying this as I go. I'm looking to see if I see anything wrong. Now, what I thought was leaking a while ago, that's just where I sprayed it with the, oh, I didn't think about that. Brain dead sometimes. I sprayed it with the liquid wrench. So there's nothing liquid, shouldn't be. But anyway, let me get these 2 here out in the front, and then we'll, like I said, I took 2 bolts out in the center here to hold the center, and there's 2 on the other side. I get them out, and that centerpiece should, with the pry bar, should pop out, and that'll give me a lot more room because it is tight in here. Now, like I said, if you got a lift or you're up on a ramp or you got on jack stands, you won't have to do nothing. You probably won't have to remove the center link. I mean the center bar, that's transmission support bar. Okay, I want to give you a little update. So I got all the bolts loose. Well, not all of them, but there's 2 here, and there's 2 on the opposite side of this piece right here with my thumb and finger. And on the other side of there, same thing. There's 4, 2 on each side. And I got 2 out right through here. They got access hole, and there's an access hole here to get the other 2. That holds the this piece here to the mount. So I got to get those. So these 2 here came out easy. These right here though, whoo, man. If you got access to a lift, or you can get it up on jack stands, and I probably could have. I didn't think it was going to be this big of a job. But I'm going slow because I'm kind of studying this car. I found some rust right here, and I'm just kind of looking this truck over. Body mounts look okay. While I'm up under here, I'm just kind of looking things over, seeing little things I'm gonna have to address in the future. So I'm definitely going slow. I've been under here over an hour. So, but that's what you got to do if you want to drop the cross member. I don't know what I called it a while ago. You take, like I said, these 4 bolts on each side, and there's 2. I think there's 4 in the center, and then 4 on the other side. And I'm going to wedge it out. And I got the jack up on it, kind of holding it. So that's an update. Let's finish taking these bolts out. For the record, I don't see anything wrong with this transmission mount. It hasn't moved an inch. I jacked it up about an inch, and it hasn't moved. The whole truck's jacked up, moved up. So I had to let it back down so I can take the pressure off of it. So I think I'm doing this for no reason, but at least we'll know. We'll have that out of the way. Okay, so I got these 4 bolts out right here. Somewhat long bolts. Yeah, there's a glare, guys. I know it's hurting me too. But I got these 4 bolts. They went right here, 2 here, 2 back here, up there. You see, there's 4 on that side, and of course 4 on the other. And it's threaded, so I'll put some kind of lubricant on them. I'm gonna put them back in. I'll clean them up good too with a wire wheel. But now I can get to this mount a lot easier and get it out of the way, and I don't think I'm gonna have to take the other side. You see the other side loose. I just got it loose enough. I think it's going to I can get this out and kind of look up in there and see what's happening. If I see anything wrong, because I'm chasing an unknown problem, a vibration, a bad vibration, and it's intermittent. It's so bad you can't drive the truck when it's doing it, and it's getting worse. So oh, by the way, these bolts here, these long ones that went through here, they were 15 millimeter, and use a 5-point and an impact if you can, and lube them up good. Don't put any lube on the head though. And the ones in the center here for the actual transmission mount right here, those were 1/2 inch. And right up in here, I have not yet found out what size they were. I've tried 11/16, I've tried 15 millimeter, and they're both too small. So let me try a 3/4 or 16 millimeter. Okay, I got the mount out and ended up dropping the cross member. And there's 2 reasons why I dropped the cross member. It was, even with the cross member hanging on one side, it was very hard to get the bolts out, largely because there's too many things hitting the end of the ratchet at the catalytic converter, and there's torsion bars, and so I just wanted to just drop it, no big deal. And also it gives me a chance to check this mounting plate here out, make sure it's not cracked. I don't see any cracks in it. So here's the mount right here. I don't think it's bad. If I can get up from underneath here. Bear with me, folks. I don't think that mount's bad. I don't see any cracks or anything, so I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna go ahead and paid $56 for a new one. So it'll be in this afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and put a new one in it, but that is the original one right there. Maybe it is bad. I don't know. I don't think so. But it's not bad enough to be causing the vibration I'm having. So that's not going to solve my problem. But we're going to put a new mount in it since I got this one off. And it goes like this, upside down. All right, let me get the mount and I'll continue this video. All right, folks, so here's the brand new motor mount. That's the part number, transmission mount from O'Reilly's, and they are the same. Rock Auto had something about, there was one brand they sold, had to measure the bolt holes, and I did that, and they're the same. So O'Reilly's doesn't ask you that. I think Amazon was the same way. So Amazon and Rock Auto are quite a bit cheaper. A little bit of shipping on Rock Auto, but the problem was you're looking at lead time before I could get them. Oh, I want to say about 4 days, which would put me about Wednesday or Thursday. And I need this truck on the road, so I had to bite the bullet. About 15 bucks at Rock Auto and Amazon. Like I said, Rock Auto, you got shipping. $56 at O'Reilly's. That's quite a bit more. But I have it. And it's going to get installed today. Now, here's the kicker. Now that I've got this one off, I don't see anything wrong with it. You don't. It's a little spongy on this side, but my goodness, I don't see anything that's causing the vibration I've got. I had this off yesterday. So I was thinking about it last night, and I said, you know, when it first happened that second time, pardon me, pollen, it felt like the drive shaft was coming out, and I got thinking about that. I said, since the transmission mount's okay, and it's intermittent, it did it for like maybe 100 yards and stopped. I said, maybe I got a drive shaft problem. So I was looking at prices of drive shafts, and of course they showed the picture. And drive shafts they were showing in the picture had a grease fitting. The drive shaft kind of expands, this four-wheel drive, and you grease the shaft, and it adds about 1 inch to it. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I haven't never greased the drive shaft in it, so I'm thinking that could be my problem. So I didn't know the drive shaft had a grease. I know I had a Toyota Land Cruiser 40 years ago, FJ, and it had a greasable U-joint drive shaft. But I'm not sure this Dakota does, but here in a little bit when we're up on it, we'll look and see. But that could very well be the problem. I've never greased it, so but let's get this new mount put on since I bought it, and because I'm kind of slowly fixing this truck up anyway, and then we'll look at that drive shaft. Okay, folks, as you know, you follow my channel, some of the cars I've worked on, I'm pretty strict and stringent about cleaning the bolts. Don't put dirty bolts back in. Clean the bolts up the best you can. I could put them on the wire wheel, but that'll take forever in 2 days with all these bolts, and I'm kind of in a hurry. This is a daily driver. It's not one of my project cars or a customer's car that I got plenty of time on. So I've got some brushes here. I buy these short ones at Dollar General. Probably need to buy some new ones. These have got some age on them. And that one there, of course, is probably bought at a local parts store. But let me clean these up, and then we'll be ready to install this thing. Okay, when I was taking these bolts to hold the cross member in, this one right here, I was using a 12-point socket, and it rounded just a bit. That's when I decided to go to the 5-point socket, because these bolts are in pretty darn tight. So I got my files out. I'm gonna try to file those edges down, because it'll continue to slip. And even though with the 5-point, I don't think it will, but it might. I don't want to take any chances. So just give a few little deburrs here, and I think we'll clean this up pretty nice. Alrighty, got it cleaned up pretty good. Run my finger all the way around it, and it's pretty darn nice now, pretty slick. So that 5-point should hold it just fine. Got those little edges knocked down, because they were going to cause a problem. All right, let's install this mount. The transmission cross member was real greasy, and I just took some purple stuff in a scraper and cleaned it up good and just hosed it off. I'm gonna let it sit here and dry for a little bit before we reinstall it. Okay, the transmission mount is in, at least it's bolted to the transmission. Got to put the cross member up there, and hopefully the threads will go through here. I think they should. It's oval enough there. I think they'll go in there, no problem. I already checked my bolts. They do fit that mount, so we're good there. So let's do that now. On the drive shaft, I did check it, and as you can see, it is a telescoping style, and there's no grease fitting on it anywhere. So I texted a buddy of mine who's a Chrysler tech. He's a transmission tech, actually, a very good one. I've known him 30 years. And he said, yep, he said that's how they came. He said there was no grease fitting on them from the factory. and he said you can try to spread it apart and put some lube in it. But I'm thinking I'm gonna just take the darn thing out and run it down to parts store and see if I can't match it up and buy another one. Okay, we'll probably do that in the next video, but let me get this cross member installed. Okay, so I got the all four of the cross member bolts started, and that's a bit of a meticulous deal. I got two on this side started first. You can pick either side. I got these two on the back end, and the cross member was hanging down, and went over to the other side and raised it up and worked it through the four bolts that come off the mount through this oval shaped area here, and took some boards and just kind of propped it up where I could feel the threads come through pretty good. And then I took a 1/2 inch wrench right here, 1/2 inch socket on the extension bar, and I was able to just get up here and thread them up by hand. And once I got them all threaded by hand, I just slowly started to tighten them up, and the cross member started to rise. It didn't go far. It bottoms out on the bottom of the transmission mount, but it got the rest of the cross member a lot closer. And then what I was able to do is jack up the transmission. And when I jacked up the transmission, it helped get this cross member aligned better, and it went in pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up the bolts, and I'll let the jack down on the back of the transmission. All right, so that's where we're at. Okay, they're all tight. Get some light on there. These two are tight. The two up here at the front are tight. And maybe not. Yeah, that one's not tight yet. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna tighten up a little more. And the two across, the four across that side, very tight. So let me finish this one up right here, and then I'm gonna take the ratchet rather, and just do a little ooga, and then I'm gonna let the jack down for the transmission. All right, folks, so it's all in. I went back in and used the used the electric impact and got all the bolts tight with that, and came back into the ooga with the ratchet rather. And everything's tight. I'll let the jack down. Everything looks to be okay. That's how you put a transmission mount in. I would highly recommend, if you don't have a lift, to get it on jack stands. Get it safely on jack stands. Make sure it's level and not on dirt. And if you happen to be on dirt, maybe use ramps on the front or something like that. Make sure you got the emergency brake on in park, and it wouldn't hurt to shock the back wheels too. But you can do it. But that's how I did it. So we got a brand new mount there. I don't know how much good that's going to do, but we'll see. All right, I hope you guys got something out of that. Hit that like button, share this video, and this is just backyard do-it-yourself stuff. I don't have a lift in this shop, or either shop that I've got, and you know, I just do the best I can with what tools I got. And you know, I've been working on cars for 40 some, close to 50 years. So all right, folks, Bob out.